About a month after we packed our remaining belongings into storage in Toronto, we were back at it again to pack everything into a van and get out on the road. Shifting boxes and playing Tetris with vans is something that never gets old. This time, U-Haul had an extra wrinkle. They managed to run out of cube vans, so we had to leave a few boxes behind and fit everything into a cargo van. A bit trickier to load, but it turned out to be a really comfortable ride.
We finally got our visas around 10 in the morning of March 1st. We hurried to pick up the van and get on the road before the snowstorm. We got to immigration around 4:15. It took just over half an hour despite having an extra conversation with immigration and having the van inspected.
My little girl, drive anywhere, do what you want.
By the time we crossed over into Detroit, the freezing rain had started. We kept going carefully, and luckily we were able to avoid the many accidents in the area. After replacing a windshield wiper, we were on our way again. We finally stopped in Fort Wayne, Indiana for the night. Total cost of gas so far, $47.73. We left Fort Wayne at 8:23 a.m. and got on the I-69, heading for Oklahoma City. This was not the most exciting part of the trip. Allison took a turn driving just after 11 a.m. and was able to avoid a dead deer on the road. And we stopped for gas next to the Express Pawn and Gun. But that was about as much excitement as we had that day. We finally stopped just short of Oklahoma City in Claremore, Oklahoma. Day 2 gas, $38.90.
Hold my string, watch me move. I do anything with you. Ever plan to motor west? Travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. Well, it winds from Chicago to LA, more than 2,000 miles all the way.
We got on the road just before 8 o'clock in the morning, headed for Albuquerque, drove about 3 hours and stopped at the Cherokee Trading Post for some beef jerky. Then we continued on towards Amarillo. The landscape finally starts to get a bit nicer and it's almost warm out. We didn't run into a lot of traffic anywhere. We passed through Amarillo after about another 3 hours and passed into New Mexico an hour or so after that.
Drive, I'm yours to keep. Do what you want. I'm going cheap tonight. You're behind the wheel.
We drove along Route 66 towards Albuquerque, getting there just before 5 p.m. We made a quick stop at the Breaking Bad car wash to show off our van, then knocked off early for the day. We were able to find a hotel conveniently located next to a failed spearmint rhino. Day 3 gas cost, $72.82.
We got an early start for our last day, leaving Albuquerque at about 7:20 in the morning. The drive from Albuquerque to Las Vegas was by far the most scenic part of our drive, and there are always weird things to see in the desert. We passed an open train with hundreds of armored vehicles, including lots of tanks.
By 11 or so, we were ready for a detour, so we decided to see America's largest meteor crater. We drove about 20 minutes off the highway, only to discover that it costs $36 per person just to see the crater. We didn't want to spend enough time to justify it, so we'll just have to go back another time.
On Route 66, get your kicks. On Route 66. You're behind the wheel.
We drove up through the mountains, across a bridge near the Hoover Dam, and finally started seeing road signs for Las Vegas. Once we got to town, we avoided the Strip and drove straight to our new home at Palms Place.
The next morning, we unpacked the van at the storage locker that we'd rented, took what we thought we would need back at the Palms Place, and made about 100 trips from the parking lot to the condo with a cart. It was a long few days, but well worth the trip.